You know what? We're just gonna do it while we're here. How close do we gotta be to be on focus? Let's check this out. Monday was a hectic day. So let's get that a little more focus back there. That should pull me in focus. Not that you want to see my ugly face. Alright, we're gonna go with that while I sweep. I can do some talking. Hopefully do some talking while I sweep. After you get enough junk, you just get tired of stepping on it. It's time to sweep. Or you start slipping or tripping. Who knows what? There's all kind of stuff that can happen when you're working with loose debris. So Monday, a hectic day. The server went down. And funny enough, that server was just put back up with about 3 to 4 hours of help from my friend Matt. Had him on the phone for quite a while. Thank you, Matt. I don't want to say that all the work was in vain. No, this is not what we're fixing today. We're not going to just fix the floor to sweep. So that's not going to be the repair job. We actually have some stuff here, and we'll get to that. Yeah, so we had that. We had to do a makeshift desk for the podcast on Sundays. See, I always run into the same problem. I'm here on Sundays, but obviously I sit much lower. And let me put a link on Facebook while I'm thinking of this. And whenever I'm sitting here for the podcast, I'm constantly looking here to this console or over here to another computer to do stuff concerning the live stream and the podcast. And yeah, it's just not very good. So I got a makeshift desk so I can sit and still face, hopefully, the camera. I'm gonna get a camera that is more direct instead of coming at me from that angle. When I'm sitting here coming from that angle, I'm gonna get one that's more out in front. Kind of like this cam that is super adjustable on an articulating arm. It's gonna be, what is it, a Logitech C920 is what I hope to upgrade with. And hopefully, let me check here. Hopefully I'm sending this out to, maybe it did go out to Facebook. Yeah, I left Facebook on. I'm a dummy. So check it out on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you can click over to YouTube also. You can click on over there and watch it there. Alright, let's go ahead and put... Oh, I don't need to put the link up if it's already beaming, piping out to Facebook. Anyhow, dtcomputers.online, check out the website. And hey, here's today's stream. What is that? This is the return of the NS-P10A7100, unless I labeled that serial or that model number wrong. And that is what we have here. We will get to that in a moment. I lost my dustpan, so we're gonna make a pile out of the way, out from underfoot, and then get to, well, hopefully a quick repair. If anybody runs in on us, well, they do. So, and this is going back to the tablet where we had gotten a refurbished screen. And there was a point where I was going to peel off the layer, and I did not. And I hit it with, I started to peel it up, I hit it with our heat gun and seal it back down. I thought it was one of the plastic screen protectors, and it was not. It actually was the polarizer. And what that is there is let me see if I can show you this. There is a way that you could actually do this with LCD screens. And basically, you remove the polarizer from an LCD screen, and take the polarizer you remove and put it onto some sunglasses, or replace the lenses of the sunglasses. But the caveat is you need those sunglasses to look at that monitor or that tablet, that screen, from then on until you replace the polarizer. And if you're going to do this, be careful with when you take the polarizer off, we use the battery. When you take a polarizer filter off of a screen, be careful of the orientation at which you turn it, because if it's the wrong way, you're not going to see anything. So I had started to peel that up, realized what it was, and it was not a protective layer on the screen. So I did indeed get our hot air rework station over there, is where it is currently, sealed it back down to get the adhesive to grab real good. And come to look at it, while the tablet leaves and then it comes back, and guess what we got there? We have it was a filter somebody else had pulled from another screen and stuck on, and part of it had flaked off. What I sealed down is flawless when I started to peel it accidentally. What somebody else had sealed down had left a hole in it and a crack, and we got a little reveal. If you look at the thumbnail, which you would have to be on YouTube to see that, or dtcomputers.online, scroll down, and the playlist button is covering it here. However, you can see where part of it came off. And what happens when you remove that polarizer filter? You get a blinding bright white that shines through. So we've went ahead, we've ripped this tablet down. We ordered yet another screen, only we got one that, from looking at it without tearing it down, if it was refurbed in the same manner, we got it from a different person, so hopefully it is not refurbed in the same manner that this other person had, by either recycling or removing and resticking a polarizer. Yeah, what a nightmare. Anyhow, we got to remember to put the button in. We'll put the button in. We have to install some speakers. We have to install all of our tape, our Capcom tape, which we have here in that piece. And we got to move the ribbon cable. So let's get started on that. I want to get this back out to these people in a hurry. And I even went as far as to look, like I pulled this apart and then I started putting it back together to not lose any pieces. And then it's like, oh, well, that's dumb. You're not going to even use any of them pieces, so you can lose them. All we really need is the motherboard and the ribbon cable. But I looked and I could not find where I had lifted it. But I found yeah, whew. Some people. And how do I know? How do I know about this polarizer thing? Well, I saw the monitor hack a few years back. Ooh, we gotta take a call, people. Alright, let's get this guy on the phone. Give me a second here. Alright, did I get, oh, I got my mic back, okay. So, yeah, as I was saying, blinding bright white, I forget where I even left off. Polarizer, I think, maybe, I don't know. Let's get this repair going. Oh, yes. Okay, that is indeed the good one. Let's get these parts off of here. Oh, how did I know about the polarizer filter thing? Well, I saw the hack a long time ago about people doing that with monitors, and I think Linus Tech Tips did a video. I think also that quite a few other people did videos like that. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure they did this long with LCDs long before I did my big mess up. But I had actually taken in an early tablet that had a polarizer on it, much smaller than this. It was just a little tablet, a little cheap one of the ones you can, buy for a bargain. I'm talking like, they were $100 at the time, but then a year later they're like 30-40 bucks. I had actually excuse me, I had actually ripped the polarizer off of it, fired up that device, and the light, blinded me. And then I had to take and order a whole nother, it's a similar situation here. I had to order a whole nother screen, a whole new screen. So I don't know where my screwdrivers went, but, oh, there it is. Is that the one? Yes, that's what I was looking for. We do need to move some small parts over to the new screen. We do not have a microphone, which is here. We do not have the volume buttons and the power buttons, so we need to heat this up and not burn the ribbon cable and move it to the new housing. We do have the display. That's the only saving grace there. We don't have to move the display, which is easy enough. And I do believe at one point I showed everyone the screen that I had melted. Took the heat gun and melted through to see what happens, and it sizzles and pops and explodes. So let's can we get that out without heating it up? Does it just sit in there? I don't know. We're gonna get a plastic pry tool and check. We may need a metal pry tool. No, it literally just pops out. Alright, good. I like it. That makes life a ton easier. Oh boy, where are we at with this? We need a microphone. They have the Capcom tape in there. Let's go ahead and work on getting the microphone out of this one. Alright, easy enough. Pull. Now, I wonder why, going between the two tablets, they are virtually identical. Was one made after the other? Slightly different revision. Well, we'll find out. So, we do need our handy bag of screws. And then also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that and that. We will also need one more thing. A little container of screws, which I saved here for the purpose of having some extra ones. Okay, we got a whole set of screws when we ordered the original screen. I don't know if they figured we would lose them, what the story was. We're going to go ahead and sort these out. We have a few screws for the motherboard here as well, and that's what when I say a full set of screws, that's exactly what I mean. So let's go ahead and we'll set these down there. So we now, for two devices, we now have the set that goes here, the set that's in this. We have this set in a bag and this set in a bag, or in a container. So 4 sets of screws for 2 devices. Too much to think about. Okay, going back to the fires, or yeah, yesterday, the nightmare. What fun it was. The server goes down. Actually, nothing really worked yesterday. I don't think yesterday was supposed to be a day for people to do work, actual work, and get anything done. I don't think that was a thing that was supposed to happen. Not at all. I need one other thing. Let's pull up YouTube. See, I never get any interactions on YouTube, and I never really want to have Facebook up in case somebody does message. You're going to hear that little pop sound. Excuse me, people. Is there a way to mute it? That's what I want to know. Is there a way to mute? I think I have notifications turned off. However, I'm just not really quite sure. So what oh, can I mute that? It is muted already. That's good. That's good. I don't want to click for more. Okay. And back to it. We have our camera here. This one will sit in that. And it looks like, let me look here. Okay, it looks like they left the same thing that I managed to pull out on the back of my camera. They had taken and left in this unit, leaving the adhesive there and the camera there as well. So we're going to go ahead and pull it out and put a new piece of adhesive there. We don't need the foam that was left there. That will be too thick for our device. So we will throw a new piece of double-sided tape down in there. Can we remove this one? That would, how handy would that be? Let's cut to the right size. Oh, this should be fairly easy, but one of the main things that always happens to me when removing double-sided tape is I usually end up folding it over. So we'll lift it up a little, grab some tweezers to try and remove this tape. Okay, I have the corner lifted. We're going to try and pull this out. I can tell you one thing that I've noticed about doing these repairs as well is the tape that manufacturers use. I have not found tape that has an adhesive bond near as good as the quality that they use. I don't have any actual data, any actual facts, anything to back up my next statement. But I would say it holds about 50% as well. as the adhesive the manufacturers use in their devices. It does, the tape you can buy does not seem to hold as well. Maybe I've just been unlucky and bought the wrong tape this whole time. I suppose that could be. And it could also be that they have double-sided tape for holding down cameras and screens that is unlike anything you can buy. I don't know why. It's just tape. It's not like it's dangerous. Okay, so this will set in here. We're going to stick our one camera there, and the one will sit down in there, and some tape will hold it in place so it doesn't move. We have that one there. We're going to go ahead and get our motherboard, logic board, the brain of this operation. We're going to get it where it goes and try and get some screws in it to hold it in place. Everything a-okay there. That will go there. Seems like we're just misaligned just that wee little bit. Let's lift it and take a look. So we do have some Capcom tape there that is not there on the other one. Will it let this fit in if we leave it? I don't see the purpose for it, so it's been a little bit. The one computer, and we'll talk about something else for a minute. The one computer that we were working on, where I wanted to do everything online, there was a big rush for it to be picked up, and it never actually ended up getting picked up. So we still have it here. However, and I think I said this. If I did, I'm sorry for repeating myself. Our tolls and utilities kept crashing out. Yes, I did say it because I showed it on the one live stream. Our utilities kept crashing and just locking up when trying to like process the registry and clean the registry and the files to run a scan. Scans were taking days. Well, I later found out that when you have roughly 765 gigabytes worth of pictures and data, yeah, it's going to mess with some stuff, make it take way longer. And the tolls never really stopped working. They just got to a point where they weren't doing anything. And could we have let them go for a couple days? Well, I'm sure we could have. Like as far as scans and that. I'm sure we could have. We didn't, however. We backed up that data, and that's what I showed you. And I said for large amounts of data, I like to use Fabs, Auto Backup for Tech. We have the version 4 or whatever, and I have a license for version 7 Pro that I use for some things. 7 Pro is way more Windows 10 friendly and compatible, and I mean, they all work. Don't think they don't work. They do work. However, 7 Pro is very nice for Windows 10. And when you buy the license, you get a year for the license, and you can also extend that license out for 3 years for just the simple cost of another license. So you're basically, how it ends up with Fabs Auto Backup, you end up getting a year for free. Okay, we have a speaker there. Let's figure out how this goes together. Then we're going to find some places for our Capcom tape to stick it down. That will go there. So the speaker will be up top. This one wraps around. So it actually will sit. And I don't know which way the wire will go. But I know the speaker fires back, so that means that sits right there. And I probably just put the tape down where I need this. Oh, okay, that's where some of our Capcom tape will go. We'll go here, sealing this down, and then that one. Okay, perfect. Let's figure out which way this little cable plugs in. And I do apologize about the hat. My big head likes to get in the way a lot. You know what? Move the ribbon cable. I hear you. So upcoming, I got another HDMI cable. I don't know if it's just going to be a loaner or a permanent on-site one that I can use. However, I have the all-in-one computer that we fixed a while ago, and that instead of doing a physical server to run or repair software and run the store, we're going to go with a virtual machine. So we're gonna have Windows 10 running on the all-in-one, which is I don't know if you can see it. It's over there now. That way, directly that way. I'm pointing at the screen now. It's over there. Oh, okay, so that one piece of tape is what this speaker was stuck to, so we have an extra one. We're going to have Windows 10 on the all-in-one, and then we're going to do VirtualBox, and VirtualBox will... Okay, so that's in the wrong spot. That's fine. Unplug it and move it to the other port. We're going to have VirtualBox on the all-in-one, and then have a virtual machine running of Ubuntu server and install the store software there, and hopefully when that crashes we'll be able to just restore a snapshot and be back in business. If anything crashes, the server crashes, we literally just restore a snapshot. Hopefully, not 100%, but hopefully it works that way. I'm out of practice with the VM world, virtual machine world, but that should be how it should. That is how it should work, I hope. I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to my friend Matt, and if he will be gracious enough to help me with some of his knowledge and get it going again. Or I actually saw him do pretty much the entire setup last time, and there's a whole world of things I do not know. I never got into the server side of things and setting up servers. I'm sorry, it was just never that interesting to me. Okay, so we're gonna hit that with some Capcom tape there. I already hit that. Let's get these plugged in. We have our board held down, and then we can plug in the battery. See if put down our last few pieces of tape and see how this screen looks. We have that. We have that. That should be everything. We're going to take and hit a piece of tape here. One there, one there. And I think one on this big ribbon cable in the middle will be good. This one, from what I can remember, and I don't remember everything. Where did they have this? It has a shape to it. What is the shape? And there. And there. think it was actually where I put that piece of tape. I don't know, but I think. Okay, we have this. Let's put our power volume button in place. In attempt. Alright, we have this piece of tape. We ran out of Capcom tape from other jobs, so yeah. We definitely need another roll or so of this. And I do not think that is going to stay one bit. Ooh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't connect the battery. Well, don't rush, I suppose. Okay. Looks good. It is down. There they are. Move that down away from that ribbon cable. Yeah, I can't do it. I gotta put another piece of tape on here just to hold that in place. Okay. Use one more for the bottom. Plastic mount. Alright, let's find out what it is with our tablet here. Our insignia. NS-P10A7100. Where does it stand? How bad is it? No glaring bright white, I would hope. Okay, battery's dead. Well, I can't say that I didn't expect that. We do have a good battery here. However, that's not the one that's in. We're going to charge this one, and we're actually going to give them this. We'll box it up, put it in, I don't know if we have any LiPo bags here. If we do, we will put it in that. What do we need? Android? Of course. Your typical Android charger. Alright, let's get a wire. I know I have the camera on, however, I forgot to plug it in. That could have been really bad, people. What do we have here? Is this going to be a slow charger? .5 volts, 0.7 amps. So let's find out how rough is this going to be to charge with. I suppose we could power the GoPro with this one. We'll do that. The GoPro don't need a lot to keep it on. We'll put it there. What do we swap out for? Something even more terrible. We will get this thing charged up and see what's next on the agenda. I wanted to do an open hours and an after hours today because of missing yesterday. It was super hectic, super crazy. Just the server going down. And we have charge. And that is a thumbs up so far. Back to what I was just saying. I wanted to do an open hours and an after hours today due to missing yesterday with the construction with some hand tools and the server going down and getting VirtualBox set up and Ubuntu and everything halfway installed, or it may have finished by now. This was yesterday at this point. And just the general chaos of shop, I did not have a good plan for anything to do other than people could watch me make an ass out of myself. So let me try and show you this. We have the cam here. The all-in-one is actually over there, kind of dead center screen. That is where the server is going to be, when in reality the actual physical hardware server instead of a virtual server is right, I can't even see myself, is right under here. And it's kaputski, it's done. So we're going to try virtual. We're going to have virtual do what physical hardware was actually doing. Let this guy charge up a little. We have a battery. I got to look for a LiPo bag. And that is this open hours episode. That one's done. We have another computer here done. I will get this. This is the one that I wanted the whole process on screen. And we got a last minute rush. I need it. Yet here it is. The Super Dell. Whenever this is picked up, we're going to recommend to the lady. And I actually really like these. I don't like throwing product names out there, actually. That often, because, I'm not sponsored by them. And it's not like, oh, give me money if you want me to talk about your product. I really don't care. But I am going to say this because I was super impressed with these. If I can spell. The newer version of the SanDisk Extreme, these here, and maybe not the 1 terabyte. However, there is this, come on. Let's search it out on Amazon. Okay, see. Show me what I want to see. Ooh, they make a case for it too. These here. I was super impressed with these. And this lady actually, this here, she has a terabyte hard drive that has 765 gigabytes of photos and videos on it. So I think we may recommend she pick up one of these. They are fairly expensive, but it will, all the computer will not be, if that's her only backup, actually on the computer, on a hard drive with physical moving parts, and she bumps it too hard, that stuff's gone. So I hope that's not the only backup. I do want to discuss with this lady, this woman here, about possibly getting either a 1 terabyte, which is not a bad price for 1 terabyte of solid state storage. Was that $199, $200? Not bad. Even the 2 terabyte jumps in price substantially. You're getting 2,000 gigabytes of storage. I mean, come on. This is what I'm looking at here. $199 for the 1 terabyte. $449 for 2 terabytes, but 2,000 gigabytes, that's great. And this thing is not big. I don't have one here right now to show you, but if I was to hold it, it's no bigger than this electronic lighter. I would say that it's probably about that long and just a little, it's a little wider, as you can see in the photos. It's not very big. Do they give us some dimensions on the thing? If we scroll down, and they give us a size comparison, that would be even cooler. If they had an actual size comparison. No, so okay, I'm not seeing a size comparison or... Okay, so it's about 4 inches long, almost 3.79 by almost 1.95, and not even a ½ inch thick. I'm very impressed. We've gotten, I think, 3, maybe 4 of these for different customers. highly recommended. We've only dealt with the 250 gigabyte and the 500 gigabyte models. Those are the ones that we got for people. We loved them. They loved them. Super highly recommended for storage, and you can literally, you know, put some kind of carabiner, some kind of clip on that, clip it on your keys, on your backpack, whatever. In your backpack, your storage will be with you. We're going to recommend that SSD or another one for her. She can have us get it, she can go get it. Either way is fine. But just to move all of those pictures and data off of that hard drive with moving parts, that one hard bump and that stuff's gone, and you're going to be paying a lot of money to get it back. So let's zoom this in just a touch. Alright, we're at 1%. If the battery is crap, well, guess what? We'll throw the good one in. It looks like it's going to boot. Let's get a mouse pad here. We got to do more paperwork on this one. So let's dig it out of the pile. And there is the paper back in. Get the trusty clipboard. We'll get Sunday's podcast notes out of there. Alright. We don't have an actual pin to start this thing up, but let's wager a guess. If it's actually that, I'll be surprised. It's checking. Ah, wrong pin. So, alright, well we're gonna write up this paperwork for these people. Piece. No. Second time. The second time we made this tablet great again. Actually, I could get the other paperwork and probably get the pin. We usually like to test these. I'm going to go ahead and end this here now and try and scheme up some train wreck of embarrassment for an after hours. Hey, you're live. You haven't won any prizes yet, but you're live on the air. What would you like to say to your audience?
Well, I guess not much.
No.
I'm in for stamps, actually. So.
Hey, do we have any rumors coming through the grapevine yet of a dustpan?
You know, I didn't, but I just seen one in the garage.
Right? How about it? All right, people. That has been Open Hours for today. We made this tablet great again. We're going to move on to the next thing, and I am going to start scheming something for an after hours today to compensate for yesterday. Entertainment, probably not. Embarrassment, 100% guaranteed. Thanks for watching. Subscribe on YouTube. Like it, leave a comment. Criticisms, let me know. And I will be back in a little bit with something I'm doing. Thank you for watching.